friends. This is Chris Beckman. I'm the corporate chaplain for Ebenezer. And during this time of COVID, we've been trying to do a couple of things to help make connections in our community. And one is a weekly worship service that we've been creating and sending out on Sunday mornings. The second is this series of devotions and reflections, thinking about themes of faith and themes from this time of pandemic. This one is number 22 in our series, and the title is Someone Knocked Over the Stop Sign Again. Someone knocked over the stop sign again. I live down in Northfield, Minnesota, a nice little small town. And when I drive to work, I have to turn on from my local street onto Highway 19, which is just a 2-lane highway, not a big one. But almost every month when I drive onto that road and make that turn, there's a stop sign, it's a little bit of a tricky turn, but not impossible. And almost inevitably, every month I drive there and I'll get there in the morning and the stop sign will be knocked down. Every month. And I've never actually seen it knocked down in person. I don't know if it's a truck driver. I don't know if they're rowdy college students, since there are 2 colleges in my town. I don't know if it's a teenager or someone who fell asleep or even someone rushing off to work like me. All I know is every month I drive and I get onto that road, and once a month that stop sign is knocked down. And every time I see it, I think, well, that is the dumbest place for a stop sign. Because the very next morning, they put up a temporary one, and within a few days, they put up a permanent one. And I know that the very next month, I'm going to be driving to work, and the stop sign is going to be knocked over again. And a temporary one is going to go up, and then a permanent one. And then the very next month, the same thing happens over and over and over again. It gets knocked down, somebody puts it back up, it gets knocked down again. And I've been a little frustrated with that, thinking, well, why can't you figure something out here? Can't you come up with a better solution than sending a team of guys out every month to put up a temporary and then a permanent one, and then to do it all over again? Well, during this time of pandemic, the other day I was driving to work and I got off my little road onto Highway 19, and of course, the sign was down yet again. And rather than curse under my breath, as I'm tempted to do, I actually smiled this time. I don't know what it was or why I found it so humorous this time. But maybe just the bizarre nature of our world, that everything seems a bit off now, and so that a knocked over stop sign actually seems somewhat normal. And it actually made me laugh out loud. I'm like, there it is again. And the very next day, a temporary stop sign. And the day after that, a permanent stop sign. And I can guarantee you that sometime in June, that stop sign is going to be knocked over yet again. You know, I don't know what the moral of that story might be. Are we getting knocked down on a regular basis? Are we people of faith who pop up yet again over and over and over again? We may not like this. We may not find it edifying or even beneficial. But people, we pop back up on a regular basis. And maybe part of the reality that we live in as people of faith is society and this world keeps knocking us down. This pandemic that we can't see, that we can't know about, keeps knocking us down over and over and over again. As we get back up each time, as you find the strength and courage to put up your temporary self and then try to cement yourself in again, only to be knocked over by the very next thing that happens next week, maybe in the midst of that, you will find a smile as well. You see, most of us in this life are just barely making it day by day. We keep getting knocked over, and blessed we keep finding a way to pop back up. And maybe part of the reality is we know what's coming. And maybe if we know the difficulties yet to come, we can embrace it and encounter it and find humor in this bizarre world that we live in. I hope you find that strength and find the wondrous lessons of life and this pandemic, even in the midst of a stop sign, or the thing that's happening in your neck of the wood, or outside your window, or among your office mates. So blessings on the journey ahead, dear friends. May you find humor and joy in some of the things that are happening all around us. Bye for now. Thanks.